Yes, in the words of the realists, I am an anti-realist. Yet to the empiricist, my observations are realistic. My main question being, how important is it that our conception of reality represents the world as it is out there, according to Hume? For me, this is a difficult question, one that brings together, or rather divides, competing parts of my personality. Why shouldn't we? Nothing is stopping us, bed 2 feet apart, you scream at me. Why are you still here? The realist always seems to reduce all beauty to quantum mechanics, and somehow it feels unsatisfying to dissect chairness into minutiae of subatomical particles. The anti-realist, although adept at meta-analysis, is missing both detail and a unifying theory of matter. Will you scratch mine, you ask? Half asleep, in and out of conscious awareness of my hands, damp with anticipation, breath. I can feel it on the back of my ear, the little hairs on the neck that my sister used to call mouse. So close to each other's skin that the distance between ourselves seems infinite, as in between people, including us. Who wants a girl who has no conception of reality? A girl who thinks that maybe something important lies between what is out there and what is in here. They look at me funny in the street. You don't believe in reality, you say? What the fuck does that mean? Spectrums are for the quasi-intellectuals who do not want to admit that life falls into discretized categories of affection, like science says. Drunk with anger, running down the street, you are trailing behind me, covered in tears of disgust. Him, you are going back to him again. He who cannot remember the hour of the day of the last time he looked into your eyes and said, I want to be with you the way I was made. He cannot hold you the way that I can, and even if he could, I want it more. What about a compromise? A bridge log between theoretical entities and observational ones. The synergistic buildup of details, a structure that emerges from the combination of patterns, shapes, textures, materials, has properties that cannot be found in those individual characteristics. Synergy is the non-additive big picture. The ultimate emergent property, of course, is love. Who is the big spoon, he asks me. Do you want to be the big spoon or the small? Big, I say. Why? Because last time you were the small spoon, you cried. Is this actually happening? What can I do to make you stop? Do I want it to stop? That choice we were never taught how to make. The slight ambiguity between consent and want and dislike, how do you know until you've tried? But once you have tried, you cannot take it back. They make it seems to me, the choice to want, to consent, to dislike, the moment it comes out of your mouth, it turns to stone. Where does this big picture come from? What does it look like? Does it look the same to each one of us? And is it made up of the same theoretical entities for each person? Do we perceive this big picture as an indivisible whole? Or does each one of us look at a landscape, a person, a room, and only perceive specific parts? If so, how do we choose which ones? You put me to bed, into yours. You say without words, I want you so much that I'm willing to suffocate you with my love of denial for the fact that I'm scared I will end up alone. Like that time you fought and you brushed my hair, I respond. Who will want a girl who has experimented with reality and with affection? I will, says he.